Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I'm back with another leaded window look card. I made a caterpillar this time, but I used embossing powders instead of the ones I used here, which were Nouveau Drop, liquid glass, and enamel accent and glossy accents. So this is how I store my wow powders, in a little drawer, one of those small plastic drawer cabinet thingies. And I have this swatch book. There's a video of it on my channel where I swatched it over black and white, because a lot of wow powders are translucent or transparent, and now you can see how they work if you use them on a colored surface. So I want them translucent for this exercise, of course. Sorry, that's my cat. And I want a kind of a rainbow effect. Most primaries, if not all of them, I don't have all of them, are transparent. So I chose red, blue, green, yellow, and they're all listed on my blog if you're interested, but you can use any color that you have. Just because there were 8 apertures, I would say, in the cute caterpillar from Memory Box, I chose 8 colors. At first I went for 7, but then I thought, nah, the head needs a color too, so I added pink as well, and some glittery ones and some normal ones. And you can see if it's opaque, it usually says on the bottom, but I like to choose from my swatch list to be honest, because I can see the color, and also the swatches on the top that I made with a hard punch kind of help me decide which color it is in the end product. So I pulled 2 examples from Memory Box. This is the cute caterpillar. It's kind of a collaboration between Memory Box or Poppy Stamps and Birch Press Design. I think is also from them, and they make a lot of dies for Samus Stamp as well. So, you know, any you have will work. The brand is not important. I got it from the black cardstock. And this cardstock is not heavy enough. I'll warn you now, it will bubble and squeak. Do you know that? That's a dish from the UK, I think. Anyway, I'm putting some stick it on the back. I don't need to cover the whole background. You can, of course, but I'm just using this bit of scrap here that I have. Waste not, want not. Yeah. So I'm trying to find where the die is so I can place it. And mostly it's for all the little strips of paper in between the caterpillar's body. They're really tiny strips of card. And you can fill it with liquid glue like I did in the other card, of course, but I thought I'll show you something different now. And also it sticks to your hand. Yes, but that's okay. So I cut this to the card size, but then I'm gonna need to line it up with the card base behind it. And yeah, that's a little bit more difficult. So if you want it perfect and you don't want a matte, then you can cut it bigger and then cut it to size. I cut it to size first, and then I had to cut off bits so I could line it up and it would look like a mat, which wasn't my intention actually. Yes, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And this is the sentiment. This is from Custom Ocean. They have a few Dutch sets now as well, and it says have a nice day, but any you have. I liked it because it's 1/9 and it's kind of the same size as my caterpillar, so that looks nice. And I'm using white opaque powder also from WOW. I will show you two ways of making the see-through window, and one is with a die, but this is a really big rectangular die. I don't have a skinny long one. If you have a banner die or something like that, it might work, but with this big window it will fit the caterpillar, but you will also see all the innards and the glue and the horribleness, and you can try and fill it up again with part of die cuts, but I think it looks weird. You might as well just, you know, leave it empty. It just looks horrible. I left it in because I wanted to show you that sometimes the best ideas are not the best ideas. See that even if you try to fiddle and try to make a puzzle out of it, partial die cutting and stuff like that, unless you have the really small banner dies, I guess, it just looks weird. Trust me, you see, and then yeah, no, not gonna happen. So instead, what I prefer to do is use the same die, but to place it exactly is quite difficult. I trace the opening so I know where to put the die, but where it cuts and where the outside of the die is always a little bit different. There's a bit of discrepancy there. So you know, you try to guess the right spot, and that's why you have to be prepared to cut your black card to a mat, or make it bigger and then cut it to size. So because, you know, when you line it up, it might shift a little bit, and yeah, if you didn't account for that, then, you know, it will look a bit weird. See, now it's lined up. If I line it up with the cardstock, it's off. So I'm gonna just cut off bits and bobs from every side, so I'll have a nice border. And of course you can do this with a die as well if you prefer. This way you can see which bit needs to go. It's easier. You don't get a nice stitched detail, I guess, but yeah. I think this is more precise in the end. You can cut off little bits and do it in a few stages instead of chopping off too much. See, this is the mica I use for my shaker cards. It's not heat resistant. I tried it on the corner. It melted. And this is overhead sheet projector sheet. It's overhead projector sheet things. You can still buy them online if you're interested, although nobody seems to use overhead projectors anymore. They all use beamers now. You can still buy it. You can also buy heat resistant acetate, of course. I just don't have it. I have this, so I use this. And this is where the stick-it comes in handy. A bit of tape runner for where there's no stick-it, and then the acetate will go on the back. The acetate will be my window panes. I wouldn't kind of call them like that because we're doing the leaded window effect. I'm taking off the sticky from the bit of stick-it that's come out. That was too big. So to fill it, you can use a dropper or a pipette. Yeah, I don't know. And also a scoop or a little spoon if you have it. And then a Versa marker will work out great. Not sure if it's totally necessary because it's on a slick surface, but just to make sure. See, this is a bit more fiddly, by the way, than the Nuvo drops or the enamel accents, so you will need a little bit more time. It's easier if you do them all in one color, because then you can just drop it all along the caterpillar, of course. But because I wanted a rainbow, I made my life more difficult, didn't I? And I believe this is Cha Cha Cha, but as I say, all the colors are linked on my blog if you're interested, and any colors that you have that are transparent will work. If they're not transparent, they also work, but you can't see through it, so that doesn't make it look like a window anymore. So, although my sheet is for overhead projectors and it's heat resistant, I just heat it as little as possible because the black cardstock warps from the heat. See, this is just a little dropper, and that works as a really precise delivery method. And well, I clean up the little bits and bobs here and there. So I have cut out most of the other colors because it's kind of the same. Bit of Versamarker, and then a bit of color, bit of heat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. 8 times I had to do this. And yes, it took me half an hour, I think, all in all, just to get it all nicely coated, and also to get all the strays off every time, because they will show up on cardstock, maybe not as a color, but as a shiny dot. So if you put a little mount like this and then you turn on your heat gun, it will blow away. And that's why I used the Versamarker in the first place. I see caterpillars more for kids probably, but black cards maybe not so much. But the black makes the colors look so nice. So and I wanted to make it like a sequel to the other one, which also was black, but I used better card for that. And see the head, I did it with the Fuchsia Fusion. So again, the big window looks crap, and this one. And to align it, I used liquid glue, because then I can wiggle it about a little bit. But my cardstock also didn't like that very much, and I didn't think about it. So please use better cardstock than I use. I just grabbed the first thing in my drawer and I didn't even think about it, to be honest. Stupid, I know, but you know, that's me sometimes. I put a lot of weight on it and I let it dry, and then I shot a photograph. It turned out okay. I like it, and I hope you will try it. Again, markers, Nouveau drops, enamel accents and such will also work. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.